Welcome to Over the Hill Yoga. My name is Mia Cutler. In this 30-minute video, we are exploring hips today. So some gentle stretching, a little bit of strengthening, some twisting sprinkled throughout. And the whole thing is seated, so we're not standing at all today. And you will need a strap and a block. These are just really good items to have if you're doing yoga at home. And a block comes in 3 different sizes. This is a 4-inch block. You could get a 3-inch block, which I'm not a huge fan of. They tend to be a little unstable. Or there's even a 5-inch block, which is just a really big, good, stable block if you need that. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy this class. So we're going to start in a seated position, cross-legged. Now, if there's something going on in your knees, you could always sit with one leg out in front. And I'm sitting up on a block because it helps to tilt my pelvis. So very often we're sitting with the pelvis the other way, and we want to tilt the pelvis so we're sitting up. Take a moment just to feel yourself in this shape. Maybe close your eyes. And allow yourself the gift of presence arriving to your practice today. Breathing in and out of your nose if possible. We'll just start to make some circles with your body. Now, you could keep your eyes closed here or open. And maybe if you were sitting up on a block, remove the block. And just start to roll around. And notice if this feels jagged or unsmooth. Notice if your breath changes. Just circling and then switch directions. And then coming back to center, we're just going to take a twist to the right. So your left hand will come to your right knee. Think of lifting up with the crown of your head as though your spine were a barbershop pole and we're just twisting to the right. Maybe close your eyes and take a couple of breaths here. And then we'll switch directions. So right hand on the left knee, the heart lifts. Your left hand could be flat or perhaps fingertips. Close your eyes and take a couple breaths. And back through center. On an inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. We'll side bend over to the right. And your right arm comes down, bend the elbow. You could look up underneath your arm or maybe ahead or down. And notice if your right shoulder's up by your ear. Think of just relaxing the right shoulder away from the ear, breathing into the left side. Inhale through center, reach up, and side bend over to the other side. And the same thing here. Just a sense of ease in the left shoulder. You could bend the elbow towards the body, reach to the right arm and take a couple breaths. Inhale through center. Let's switch the cross of our legs to the awkward way. And slowly take your fingertips forward. On an inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, if it's available, come on down to your forearms. And you could also let your head hang down. And take a couple breaths here. And see if you could feel the breath in the back of your body. And walk your hands up towards your body. Once more, inhale, reach your arms up in the air. We'll take a twist to the left. Inhale through center, and we twist to the right. And back to center. Take your left leg out and bring your right foot on the inside of your left leg and see if you could flex your left foot. And take your left arm on the inside of your left leg, and as though you were gently pressing the left arm into the left leg, take your right hand to your right frontal hip bone and just slowly roll your torso open to the sky. You may wish to take your right arm up in the air, and you may wish to reach your right arm across your ear. Take a couple breaths here. Think of anchoring through the right sitting bone and letting the inner right leg line be very heavy. Inhale through center, and we'll switch sides. Right leg out to the side, left foot in. Take a moment just to sit tall, feel yourself in this shape. Press through the right heel. Bring the right arm on the inside and then left hand to your left frontal ribs or the hip bone. This is used just as inference to open the chest to the left. Maybe the left arm reaches up and perhaps it reaches across your ear. And so the idea is to breathe through the shape, right? As though this shape was a vase and your breath was water and you're breathing through the shape. And slowly come on back up. Good. We're going to take a, it's like a 90-90. But it's not a 90-90. You're just going to take your feet behind you to the left. If you like to do a 90-90 with your legs, you certainly could do that so that there's a 90 degree with the front leg and a 90-degree angle with the back knee. So either here, if you're tipping over here, let's just pull the feet in a little bit. And then lean forward and take a couple breaths, breathing into the hips. Just notice what you're feeling. And you could walk the arms a little over to the right. Maybe over to the left. Slowly come on up and then take your hands behind you and see how you feel here, what's going on in the body. Maybe lift your chest a bit. Take a couple of breaths. So part of this practice is orienting yourself in these shapes. So you could look around you and just breathe. Let your body know it's okay to be in this shape. And then we're going to switch directions. Come on up and take your legs, your feet over. Oh, that breeze feels so good. Take your feet over to the right. Oh, my mat's hot. And then walk forward. And just see what you're feeling in your hips. If it's available, maybe come onto your forearms. And try to relax. Maybe walk your arms over to the left. And over to the right. And back to center. Good. Sitting up nice and tall. You're going to place your feet in front of you. We're going to take the right foot and cross it over the left knee. Notice if you're here, think of sitting up. See if you could press the right foot down and we'll gently twist to the right. And your left elbow could just hug around the right knee. The right arm behind you may be flat or fingertips. Notice if your right shoulder's way up by your ear. Relax a little bit. And breathe. Watch yourself breathing. You could just stay in this shape, breathing, or take your left knee and bend the knee, coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana. Notice if you do that though, if your right sitting bone lifts way up, we just want to anchor through the sitting bones. Take a couple breaths. Practice being home in your body. Allowing the breath to flow. And back to the front. We'll just switch sides. So take the right leg long, your left foot will come flat. Notice if you're here, find that lift, and then we'll twist to the left. And you don't have to wrap your arm around your leg. You could just hold the knee with your hand. And if you'd like to bend the right knee, bend the right knee. Finding Ardha. Ardha means half. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Sitting up tall, and then we twist to the left. Sometimes it's helpful to gently pull the belly in and then twist the spine. And back to the front. Take your legs long and just shake them out. And then bend your knees. Take your right ankle and place it over the left knee. Bring your hands behind you. And then lift your heart. Just notice what you're feeling in the right, the hips, the hip joint. And see if you could maybe flex your foot. You could rock back and forth on your bum. Maybe you'll find a spot that feels good, like a little knot, and you want to hang out a little bit. And if it's available, you might want to shift your hips forward. And from here, we'll come into regular Janu Shirshasana. Extend your left leg long, sitting up tall. You can always put a block underneath your knee if your knee's way up in the air. And the other variation of this, if it's challenging to sit up, if you feel like you're here, we want to tilt the pelvis. And anytime you forward fold, it's a hinge from the hip. So you could bend the knee here as you inch your fingertips forward. And in Janu Shirshasana, there is a little bit of a twist to the left. As you extend over the leg, your right hand could find the bottom of your foot, your left hand could go on top. If your left leg is straight, try to press the thigh bone down and continue to let the inner right leg line be heavy. And slowly release. Come on up, we'll switch sides. Right. Bend your right knee and place the left ankle over top. Flex your foot, lift your heart. Maybe rock a little bit left and right. You could also shift forward a little bit more. Ooh, my mat's so hot. I'm just gonna sit up like this. Lifting your heart. And then release. Right leg long, left foot in. Sit up tall. And again, the option is to have a bend in this knee. As you hinge from the hip, maybe the left hand finds the outside of your calf or ankle or even your thigh is totally fine. Or if it's available, begin to press the right leg straight. And sometimes for me it's helpful to think of my sitting bones moving back. So sitting bones back, lengthening over this right leg. And then breathing into the shape. Inhale, come on up slowly. Shake your legs out. Okay, I'm going to turn around. We're going to come down to lying on our backs. And you'll want to hold your strap. Oh, that sun feels so good. All right. Lying on your back, you're going to bend your knees and then place the strap around the bottom of the right foot. Not right in the center, just a little bit up higher. And then, so choices are your left leg is bent like this, or you could have your left leg straight. And then holding the strap with both hands, you're going to bend the right knee, pulling the right knee into your chest, and then straightening the right leg. Now you might straighten the right leg here, or maybe you're here. Totally fine. Bend the knee and then press the leg straight. 2 more times. Bend the knee and press straight. Bend your knee and press straight. Hold the strap with your right hand. Take your left arm out to the side. Try to press through the right heel. So again, you could be down here, totally fine. We're just going to open the right leg out to the side. This is called abduction. Pause when you feel this left side start to lift up a little bit. And then in control, see if you could pull the right leg back to center. So I'm shaking a little bit, and that's okay. Let the leg go out to the right. So there's strength here. Pause and then pull the leg back to the center. And we'll do that one more time. Open the leg out to the right. Maybe take a breath here. And then pull the leg back through center. All right, switching sides. It's going to come into your left hand now. Your right arm's going to go wide. So try to keep the leg straight. You can have a bend in it if you need to. And then you're going to pull it towards your head, just like an inch. And then over to the left, maybe 3 or 4 inches. As you do that, think of your right hip moving away from you. So there's a tendency for the right hip to pull up. We want to push that down and then just pull this right leg across the body 3, 4, 5 inches. Keep pressing through the left heel, or again, your left knee could be bent. And slowly come back to center. Release, bend the knee, and then we'll switch sides. Place the strap. Oh, the sun just went behind a cloud. Place it on the bottom of your foot. And then either the right knee is bent or straight. I'm going to straighten my leg. And then your left leg again could be here or up here. You're going to bend the knee, pulling it in, and then press it straight. Bend the knee. and press it straight. And bend the knee and press it straight. The straps go in your left hand, your right arm will come wide. And then we're doing this with strength, pressing through the right heel. You'll open the left leg to the left, pause, and then pull it back to the center as though you're pushing it through quicksand. I think we'll do 2 more. I can't remember if we did 3 or 4. We'll do 3. And pull. Good. And once more. So this right side is very stabilizing. Squeezing the leg back to the center. Good. Both straps in your right hand. And your left arm will go out to the side. So the first thing we want to do is gently pull the left leg just an inch towards you. Think of the left sitting hip bone moving away from you down the mat. And then we pull towards us and then over to the right, maybe 4 or 5 inches. Take a couple breaths here. And soften the muscles in your face and your jaw. And then come back to center, release the strap. And draw your knees into your chest. And roll around here a little bit. All right, so we're coming into happy baby pose. Happy baby pose, the lower back is stamping down to the earth. Your knees are bent, and you could just hold the back of your thighs. You could hold your ankles. You could also hold your feet, but not if you're way up here like this. Allow the lower back to stamp down. We're tractioning the spine. Soften through the chest. Try to push your feet up to the sky and maybe rock a little bit. And again, you could be here, totally fine. And sometimes it's nice to straighten one leg, and maybe straighten the other. And then draw your knees into your chest. Both hands to the right knee, send the left leg to the floor or the earth. And here we're trying to do nothing. It's almost like you're sending an invitation towards your right shoulder. And once you've sent the invitation from the knee to the right shoulder, you're just letting it be. You're watching in your mind's eye as you breathe. And feel your belly rise, maybe the back side pressing down, or a broadness through the waist. And then we'll twist to the left. Sometimes it's helpful to shift the hips to the right. And your left hand on the outside of the right knee, your right arm wide. And gaze here could be straight up or over to the right. Come back to center. Draw your left knee in to meet the right. Both hands to your left knee, right leg long, and then we're just watching the breath. And we'll twist to the right. You may want to shift your hips to the left a little. And the left arm wide, maybe cactus the arm. And you'll notice there's those first few breaths where you're sort of feeling yourself in the shape, and then the next couple of breaths where you're allowing yourself to be in the shape. Scanning your body, perhaps you're squeezing in your glutes, maybe there's some tightness across your chest. And come on back to center and drop your knees into your chest, roll around a little bit. And bring your hands to the back of your thighs and start to rock forward and back, like you're massaging your spine. Not like you, but you are massaging your spine here. And then come on up. Good. And we're going to finish today just seated. So a cross-legged position, you may wish again to sit up on a block. Take a moment to move around. You could bring your palms down or up, perhaps in your lap, just not clenching or holding. Either close your eyes or find a gazing point on the earth or floor in front of you. Continue to lift the crown of your head and also the base of your skull. And when we sit, we let the breath go. So we're not doing anything to the breath, but we are watching, we are observing the breath. And you could have a slight parting between the lips. And very gently bring your hands to your heart center, press your palms together. Thank you for joining me in this practice today. Namaste.